Okay, welcome everyone. Now at the very beginning I'm going to first give the oral transmission long of the sadhana, which is a quick reading transmission. Namo ayala ekadala danu jinga tukunda dami ekananda rogu yidana jida tamje kedo dage jodan do dadan rogu nanga dadan nyemezam jedam jidu jishan nyingbali jibu Padela Madamana Jojo, Zoba Jundana Jodam Jona Bavikan Jojo, Shellen Duzo, Zimjadam, Don Zoba Ego Badava, Deja, Dramagomaja, Lazo, Ranches, Zavado, Dan, Zerja, Dunja Namga, Dunja Nama Namangara. Jembe Bama Drama Sanchez, you should such than so young Benza Zamanza, Namanguram, Namaya, Zabarever, Ayadara Zabarever, Argamne, Shabdeva, Conjun, Ladaja, Zom, Zimjadam, there was a Temeshi Gom, Omajuni, the Janame Zumba, Don Bangan, Banabama, Allen, David, Jingorji, Jingorji, Dendo, Tudo Namba Jama, Bemaza, Wandawala, Dale, Roma Gondos, Rama Chaji, Chajima, Ye Chojin, Jingwanzamba, Ye Jiloda, Yubanzamba, Zembe Jimo, Zembe Jimo, Drunge, Zembe Jimo, Drunge, Yobo, and other Basha, Drum, Dramado, Lizard, Science, Benza, Samanza, Bajas. Kongeland in Benza Samadi, with Alangong, so shares over this Dadan Bazam Yen shares or she some Shiria on shares in Bevichu, go into Julamayala, Bala, Toyotibo, Yeto, and the Young Dare to Dare do so. Shijin and the Jim de Medata, Simaj of the Mongorum, Alabazo, so shares or Zumbo, so Tivandi and you. So that concludes the oral transmission, the long of the sadhana of Ushnisha Vijaya Tara. Now I'm going to do the short explanation of the sadhana. So the standard sadhana for this 21 Tara follows like this. Firstly, it has what we call the sadhana is divided into three parts. The sadhana is a way to accomplish the Tara or the deity. So this is Ushnisha Vijaya sadhana. That means the way to accomplish, to attain the way to accomplish means the way to realize, way to develop the qualities of the Ushnisha Vijaya Taras. That's a sadhana. Sadhana is only given to disciples who have received empowerment. And once the disciples have received the sadhana, then they should after receive the empowerment, they are given the permission to do the sadhana, and that lung, you receive the lung. Once you receive the wang, which is the empowerment, lung, which is the transmission, then third is you need to receive the ti, which means the actual teachings. So this is called wang, lung, ti. These are what we call wang is empowerment, lung is the transmission, ti is the teaching. So that's what we are doing here. So each of you, I believe, has a copy of the translation in all the relevant languages. So we really thank all the volunteer translators for giving your time. These days giving is not just giving material things. Giving material things also good, but giving time, giving your heart, giving your energy is very, very Dharma activities. So those of you who have given lots of hours translating these things are very incredible gift. Thank you very much. So that the translations of the sadhana you have are because of the good work of the translators. So that then you can receive the teaching on the basis of the sadhana before you. Some people attend many empowerment, but they don't know, they barely remember the name of the deity, they never receive any empowerment. They never receive the oral transmission, and not even receive the sadhana, or let alone receive the teachings. So I have made a ruling that whenever I give empowerment, it always will receive the lung as well as the teaching. However short it may be, at least that basic minimum we are trying to do. So this way of honoring the existing past 1300 centuries hard work of our great many lineage masters, they have kept and maintained in this way. So once you receive the Wang, Lung and Ti, then you should try to do the sadhanas formally, as well as apply them into everyday life. So the sadhana actually makes yourself to achieve something, not just doing every day something. That's not the real achievement. Achievement is as a result of doing the sadhana, and that something is changing in you, that you no longer are angry or hurt or upset, or you don't do the enmity anymore. You don't have fear anymore, because you're not grasping onto anything that is impermanent as permanent. So that's really sadhana. Real sadhana is not grasping to impermanent things as a permanent, and unsatisfactory things as a satisfactory things. Attached to something that's not there anymore. That's a real sadhana. And of course, the quality of the sadhana therefore enables you to transmit this knowledge to other people. So, but to be able to have that power to behave like that and to influence others, you need to do the sadhana and know the contents and meaning, the structure, and the application. So, of course, here when we're giving the explanation of the sadhana, you will look at the text and then follow the steps of the text, yeah? So the structure of the text of the sadhana of the 21 taras are pretty same. So as I mentioned, it is divided into three: the preliminary, the main sadhana, and the conclusion. The preliminary consists of accumulation of merit and accumulation of wisdom. Why? Because preliminary means preparation. So if you have the accumulation of merit, then you will overcome the obscuration of affliction. Accumulation of wisdom, you will remove the obscuration of knowledge. If you remove these two obscurations, then you achieve Rupakaya and Dharmakaya respectively. So right now we don't have sufficient merit. So the merit means good qualities. So therefore we need to purify those obstacles. So therefore accumulation merit itself is divided into I would say common and uncommon. Common is refuge and generation of bodhichitta. So at the very beginning you renew your refuge, yeah? You renew your refuge in the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha, the triple gem. Some people think that you take refuge in some gurus or lineage. That's not important. Your real lineage is triple gem lineage. And triple gem, without the triple gem, there is no real lineage refuge of any kind. So your refuge is with the triple gem. And of course, with this you take refuge in the triple gem and the lineage of that guru, that's practice, which is the lineage of the Suryagupta tradition. Suryagupta is a great Buddhist saint, and so he transmitted this. So that's why when you recite the refuge, there is 4-line refuge prayer. I take refuge in the root guru and holy master lineage, and then to take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and Sangha. So there's a 4-line in all Vajrayana refuge prayers. Some Tibetan Buddhist traditions even have 6-line refuge prayers. That's the liturgically they differ a little bit like that, but in essence it's a triple gem, refuge in the triple gem. So you are renewing the refuge. So if you do the refuge, you visualize in the space above you all the root and lineage gurus, as well as Tara, as well as Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, all in the space before you, and then you wholeheartedly renew your refuge. Renew your refuge from your depth of your heart, and verbally and physically, mentally. You recite the refuge prayers, and as it says, I and all sentient beings, so 3 realms. It refers to the sentient beings in the desire realm, form realm, or forms realm, whose number equal the expanse of space, means they are very vast. And then that text talks about who will go for refuge. Then second is, how long will, and from this time forth until essence of enlightenment reach. So that's talking about the duration refuge is not just for this life or a few hours or a few weeks, but until the essence of enlightenment, because this is Mahayana refuge, And then manner of going for refuge is steadfastly. Steadfastly means you take the refuge slowly and steadily, not to run away from fear, or not just to run away from samsara, but you take refuge to overcome the self-grasping, so that you're no longer are selfish, So that's why Mahayana take refuge. The purpose is to overcome the selfishness. Not to overcome samsara so much. Samsara is the way you have to come back and help sentient beings. And to do the things beneficial to sentient beings in samsara, you have to have these incredible qualities. So therefore, the people who go for refuge, and objects of refuge, the triple gem. The time is until essence enlightenment reach. Manner is steadfast, and the nature is Buddha as the physician, the doctor, Dharma as the medicine, Sangha as the nurses and carers, and oneself and all sentient beings as a patient. And practicing Dharma as following the medication and following the prescription. So with this in mind, you should then recite the refuge prayer, whether it is CP7 or 21 or whatever, as many as you are able to. Or even if you say a few times, that just have your heart and feelings totally renew your refuge in the triple gem. Then, at the end of refuge, you dissolve the Guru and the 3 precious gems. I bow down and take refuge. May you bless my mind stream. So then you supplicate to the root Guru and lineage Gurus, Buddhas, Bodhis. They all dissolve into you, and then you feel completely, physically, verbally, mentally blessed by the triple gem. So that's the common refuge prayer. Second is generation of bodhicitta, that is generating the wishing bodhicitta and engaging bodhicitta, both relative bodhicitta as well as ultimate bodhicitta. So by saying, for the sake of all sentient beings, I must reveal perfect Buddhahood, that's the wishing bodhicitta. For that purpose, I'll practice the meditation and recitation of Ayatara, like say Ushnisha Vijayatara, and then this is like the engaging bodhicitta. So doing sadhana is one form of engaging your bodhisattva practices. So you renew that, and by reciting refuge bodhicitta prayer 3 times, you are renewing your bodhisattva vows. So by doing the refuge, you restore the pratimoksha vows. By doing the bodhicitta prayer, you restore the bodhisattva vows. So that concludes the common preliminaries. Now, uncommon preliminaries, accumulation merit. So, accumulation merit are 2. One, you accumulate merit in relation to holy beings. One in relation to ordinary sentient beings. First, you accumulate merit in relation to holy beings by accumulating merit in presence of the holy beings. So for that, you invoke them. Invocation merit in an instant from the seed syllable tam, seed syllable ta actually. So you don't be too fussy about syllable tam or ta, because all taras are one. But here, specifically for Ushnisha Vijayataras, it's seed syllable ta in the heart of oneself, and then you just raise a light, you invoke all the 21 taras before you, presided over by Ushnisha Vijayatara, and so you invoke that through mantra by saying Om Vajasamanja. Mudra is touching your two hands and then snapping the finger across like this, mantra, mudra, and dhyana is through you visualize the seed syllable thumb from your heart goes out to invite all the taras, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas in the space before. So that's the dhyana. So dhyana is mental, mudra is a physical, and mantra is a verbal. So this interplaying of the body, speech, mind, practicing together. What do? You invoke the merit. Merit field is called, because you need a field towards in which you cultivate your crops. Likewise, you need a field in presence of whom you create merit. So here you need all the assembly of Tara before you. So that's that done. Then second thing is you make the accumulated merit. What do? You first accumulate merit by making the 8 offerings. So 8 offerings are drinking water, argam. So that's this also you do mantra, mudra, and dhyana. Mantra is Om Aryadara Sabareva Argam. Mudra is that these hand gestures, and then do the relevant hand gesture offerings of the drinking water. And the dhyana is you do the mental visualization, concentration that the goddesses issue from your heart and make the offering to the enlightened ones, and then that very goddess absorb back into your heart. So this kind of visualization occurs after every one of the 8 offerings. So the offering is accumulation merit because offering is giving. Giving is merit because giving overcomes your miserliness, stinginess, meanness, covetousness, greediness. All of these are hindrances. We all have lots of karma due to grasping, coveting, greediness, not giving, and giving to get, all these kind of hindrances. So to purify that, if we imagine as we're making these 8 offerings to Tara, in order to purify our negativities of miserliness, stinginess, and the like. So that's accumulation merit by making 8 offerings. And then second is accumulation merit by doing 7-fold prayer. Remember we just did the 7-fold prayer during the empowerment. You go through that 7-fold prayer each day in the presence of the enlightened ones. Then you do the 7-fold prayer once again. 7 folds are a limb of confession to purify guilt and resentment, a limb of the rejoicing to purify jealousy, competitiveness, and arrogance. And then we do the limb of generating ultimate bodhichitta to remedy ordinary worldly aims and objectives. Then we take a 4th limb is taking refuge in the triple gem. This is to overcome our addiction to material, mundane, physical world. So our aim is to achieve Buddhahood. So therefore, and then 4th limb is take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, not in money, people, places, position, and wealth, and fame and reputation. So we overcome those 8 worldly dharmas, take refuge in the triple gem. And then the 5th limb is generating wishing bodhicitta, 6th limb is engaging bodhicitta, and 7th is dedication merit. So all of these 7, you perform this in the presence of the enlightened ones. While repeating these 3 times, you join your hands at the heart as a mudra. Verbally you say them beautifully, and emotionally you totally believe in every word you say. With this in mind, if you do the 7-fold prayer, you are accumulating merit and overcoming all the antitheses. So that's the accumulation merit with the holy ones. Then second is accumulation merit in relation to sentient beings. Then in relation to sentient beings, we have a huge opportunity to accumulate merit, such as by practicing loving kindness. When you say, may all beings have happiness and cause of happiness, when you generate loving kindness, people become very, very happy. It's much more cause of happiness by showing loving kindness than showering them with some material wealth or something. So loving kindness is the highest gift, love, the gift of love. When you receive someone's love, like your mother's love, how much comfortable you are, how much incredible feeling of satisfaction you have. So joy, showing loving kindness to someone is incredible, let alone showing loving kindness to all sentient beings. So may all beings have happiness, cause happiness is immeasurable loving kindness. You're making vow every day to practice loving kindness in your life, because lots of people are practicing hating, and they're resenting, they're harboring ill will. So loving kindness is incredibly meritorious, because once you try to conceive loving kindness, you will not do any hate and ill will. Incredible blessings. Second is immeasurable compassion. May all beings be free from suffering and their cause of suffering. Not a single being wants suffering, but that's all they get, poor thing. And so you feel so sad that the world is so beleaguered by sentient beings' helplessness and blindness, and crippled by the ill will and resentment and aggression and hostility and so on, between nations, between ethnicity, between neighbors, between brothers, between in-laws. It's so sad. Over a miserable issue, they're so hating over that for a long time. What a pity. So you feel so sad. You feel compassionate to all the world that are so bashed by their mutual hate. Such a sad thing, isn't it? So you should sit every day in Tara practice and reflect on these things. It will definitely slowly change you in an enormous manner. Immeasurable transformation you will experience when you meditate, when you turn to meditation on compassion. May they be free, May they never part from the happiness that knows no suffering. That's joyfulness. You really wish sentient beings to have an happiness that comes from lack of resentment and lack of attachment, lack of laziness and lack of greediness. Then their joy will be incredible. Otherwise they're so depressed or stressed by this, about that. They think that's the only thing. They're so stupid, so pitiful, so uneducated, to become suppressed, depressed, and hurt, and stressed by small things like that, And so you wish they have a happiness that does not turn into suffering. So that's the third one. May they never part from happiness that knows no suffering. So if you see people joyful because they don't do ill will or resentment and so on, how wonderfully liberating it is, So we should pray every day, may people practice joyfulness. And then last is, may they dwell in equanimity, free from attachment with those near and far. So that is the immeasurable equanimity. So you're praying sentient beings not become too attached to one and too aversive to another. Just learn to take a kind of a distance from both of these. So this is a profound concern for the plight of helpless, limitless sentient beings. So you meditate on the four immeasurables briefly while you're saying this. So that's the four immeasurables. So that concludes the accumulation merit that overcomes the gross obscuration of both karma and affliction. The second is the accumulation of wisdom by meditating on emptiness. So for this you recite the mantra Om Svabhava Shuddha Sarva Dharma Svabhava Shuddha. So main meditation of yourself as a yellow Tara begins here you dissolve your ordinary sense of self into emptiness, and out of that state of emptiness, then you manifest as the Ushnisha Vijaya Tara, who start with yellow syllable, yellow lotus with the syllable, with the moon and the syllable ta, and from that you manifest as a yellow Tara, one face, four-armed, and whose right hand is granting excellence and holding a mala, left hand is holding a water bottle and a club. So seated in an elegant meditative posture. And so your body is completely covered with beautiful silk as garments, and your forehead is Om Tare, and so and then for in your eye, for the white Om Tare Soha on your eyes, and blue Tutare on your ears, and yellow Om Tutare Soha on your nose, red Om Tu Soha on your tongue, blue Om Re Soha in your heart, and green Om Tarani Soha in your crown. So on top of that you visualize Om Ah Hung, so syllable Om, red white Om, red Ah, blue Hung in your heart, and then from the syllable Hung rays a light shine and invokes all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So you have now become Tara, and then the structure of it, that you have not only become Tara, but you are for your 6 parts of the body, and are all marked by these 6 syllables. And now you have become Samaya Sattva Tara. Now, in order to elevate yourself to become one with the Jnana Sattva Tara, you have to first invoke Jnana Sattva, wisdom being Tara, by rays of light shining from your heart, and then Jnana Sattva, wisdom, the wisdom Tara, the Ushnisha Vijaya appears before you, and this is done by mantra, Om Vaja Samanja, and mudra is that snapping of the fingers, and dhyana is you unveil, and Tara appears. And then you say Za Hung Vam Ho, the wisdom being Tara absorbs into the Jnana Sattva Tara in the space before, they merge together. So therefore you together with the Samaya Sattva and Jnana Sattva become one. So that's that. And then after that, again, you are invoking the 5 Tathagatas to give you the empowerment, to endorse you. So 5 empowerment deities, which presided over by Amoghasiddhi in the middle, are invoked in the space. Again, with the mantra Om Vaja Samanja. And then you make the supplication, may all the Tathagatas bestow the empowerment upon me. And then the 5 Tathagata led by Amoghasiddhi recites that verse, just as the gods offered holy water when you were born, when Shakyamuni Buddha you were born. With this pure holy water we also offer to you. So saying, imagine they ring the bell and pour holy water onto you, the 5 Tathagatas, and then the empowerment is now bestowed upon you. So that's like a watering you. Like all pan-religious ceremonies have to do with the watering, whether it's baptism or whatever. Here in Vajrayana empowerment, pouring the water, your whole body become filled, and all your stains of karma and obscurations removed, and then your crown is now sealed by green Amoghasiddhi on your crown. And so after you have received that, the empowerment, then you recite the verse, the particular verse. I bow to her who is the Ushnisha of Tathagatas, who achieved limitless victory, and who is served by the conqueror sons who have obtained all the perfections. So that particular verse you recite as a praise to Tara, that you are now the Tara, the Ushnisha Vijaya Tara that you have become is adorned by Amoghasiddhi. You are now full-fledged Tara, who is embodiment of union of not only Samaya and Jnana Sattva, but now the 3rd Samadhi Sattva. now you can really stay meditating. While focusing on the three-tier Tara, three-tier sattvas, the Samaya sattva, Jnana sattva, together with the Samadhi sattva, focusing on the syllable Ta, surrounded by the 10-syllable mantra, while focusing on the seed syllable, that's Ta, surrounded by the mantra rosary, Om Tare Tu Tare Turu Soha, on the moon disk, and then you recite the 10-syllable mantra, Om Tare Tu Tare Turu Soha, or you can recite the Om Tare Tu Tare Turu Ayupunya Pushtin Kuru Soha, whichever of this. So usually you recite the 10-syllable mantra as well as however many times the specific Tara mantra. So with that, during the mantra recitation, you should stay very, very free of any of the obstacles of laziness, not reciting mantra clearly, not visualizing this so lazy, and also free from obscuration of forgetfulness. You are reciting mantra, you shouldn't forget how to think of all sentient beings for whose sake you're going to radiate these mantras. And you should free of dullness and agitation and distraction and doubts and over-application and non-application, all those normal hindrances of meditation, ill will, resentment, sloth, torpor, the doubt, laziness, all these obstacles. While removing these, you should recite the mantra, even if it's just 21 times or one round of mala. You should recite the mantras very, very clearly and with a great, it says, while focus on C syllable, because C syllable, why should you focus? C syllable Ta is radiating amazing healing light of love, compassion, wisdom, power, and this it is invoking all the blessings from the enlightenment. It is also blessing sentient beings. While with this mind, then you recite the mantra. So then comes the conclusion of the sadhana. Conclusion of the sadhana is, oh Holy Tara, please bestow the common and uncommon attainments. Attainment means siddhis. Common means worldly, uncommon means excellent enlightenment. So you are requesting worldly common siddhis such as fearlessness, lack of ill will, lack of jealousy, presence of your wealth and friendship and joy and discipline. These are common siddhis. Some people have those siddhis. And then the uncommon siddhis is attainment of actual enlightenment. So with this in mind, you recite Om Holy Tara, please bestow common and uncommon attainment for myself. And then you breathe on the mala, put on your head, and then you do the dissolution of visualization. The dissolution of visualization is light rays issue from your heart, causing the lotus, the yellow lotus, and the moon disk upon which you sit, dissolve into light, absorb into oneself. So this being a brief sadhana, they don't have the full dissolution visualization. But if you wish to, I don't think it is not a mistake to do the detailed dissolution visualization of all your whole body into the mantra rosary into syllable ta into the slowly ta itself vanishes. So then you stay in that state for as long as you are able to. And when a thought comes, you then reappear as a post-meditational Tara, and then do the dedication or merits. So that concludes the sadhana explanation, everyone. Thank you very much. May you all be able to have the good sensibility to adhere to these teachings, because teaching means pointings. We should be shown the way to be, what not to see, what not to think, knowing I shouldn't be thinking when you're thinking this, and then being able to stop that, and knowing that whatever somebody say is not what he says, it's only what I think. So don't show any pigment of imagination on what they say. And these are real practice. These are real practice. So you can actually see you are being tarat, you're being saved. You're saved by Tara in you. And you are not letting yourself to be drowned in the sea of sadness or sea of worries, sea of anxiety. You are not letting yourself and burned in the inferno of anger, fear, and judgment. You're not allowed to do. This is Tara. This is real Tara. Real Tara is when you are really present. When you're really consciously aware of the Dharma, and you are become rejuvenated as a youthful, ever green yellow Tara, ever green yellow Tara. So it means you stay always, and through that eyes you see other sentient beings with grace and kindness, and hear those things they say as mantras, your thought as dreams. And so if you can do that, then there is the benefit of receiving the empowerment and the lung, and doing the sadhana, having the mala mantras on your lips, always being able to turn to Tara mantra when some bad thoughts or bad situations appears. You just use those mantras, murmur those gently, and regain your composure, and remember the Guru, remember the bodhichitta, remember Tara and the right view. These are incredible. People says don't forget the keys, don't forget your phone, but don't forget the right view. Don't forget the bodhichitta. These are the real keys. These are real things. So may you all be able to benefit by listening and paying deep attention to this empowerment teaching tonight. So with this, I'd like to thank everyone who has helped to make this possible, and we do the dedication of merits. So recently, I heard the passing away of one of our very senior Khenpo Sonam Gyatso, who is a habit of the Sakya nunnery down in Manduwala. He passed away after having lived a very meaningful life and contributing vastly to the teachings of Dharma in the world. While he is passing away, he seems like a great loss, but at the same time it's a great teaching. Only one can live one's life so totally for the benefit of spreading the Dharma. So with this in mind, we do the dedication of merits. Thank you, everyone. Bhade mere me hovaga dade va benzege homneze me hale vere rabe vramde ojana padade senede herenda mahayana dije whatever merit I have, me hobe begas elevas to hoda mahayana dije courage manjuje nyavote asama dabadra de laiva follow it oh de zambo I jade de o de mere mede salam bodhichitta teba veda no yadanzo where has been born releve da generation meda pressure view him Preba Verana Yadazo Ver has been Bometengri Really without generation. Oh, so thank you very much, everyone, particularly all our organizers and translators, for your good effort. May you be well, wise, and compassionate at all times. Thank you.